Good morning, Robert. Happy Wednesday, buddy. I hope you're ready to get started with some awesome stuff for today. Let's jump right in and get started with our Go Noodle Flow, buddy. Here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Melting, melting, melting. We all have those moments when we freeze. We can't move. We can't think. But with practice, we can get good at melting that frozen feeling. Let's freeze up and then melt. Stand up in a spot with a little space around you. Cross your arms and hold your shoulders with your hands. Carefully tuck your chin down and in. Tighten as many muscles in your body as you can. Let your body be frozen, like an ice statue. Feet tight, legs tense, belly tight, shoulders up. Now, even make a frozen face. Close your eyes, your mouth, your jaw, tight. Feeling frozen? Really still? Now, little by little, begin to melt. Let your chin stay low as your face softens and melts. Your jaw opens slightly, your eyes blink open, just a little. Your mouth and cheeks melt and feel soft. You're melting. Let your shoulders melt and go down. Hands let go. Arms glide down to your sides, melting. Let your legs melt too. Soften and bend. Melt. Try to melt all the way to the floor. Down, down, down. Let yourself be a blob, a puddle on the floor. Melted all the way to soft. Exhale long. Once frozen and tight, and now melted, a little more at ease. Let's do it again. This time, choose your own frozen statue. Be creative. Freeze your arms. Freeze your legs. Freeze your face. Make a funny face if you'd like. Freeze there. Tighten. Freeze, freeze, freeze. You're frozen. Close your eyes or keep them open. Stay frozen for just one more moment. Ready to melt? One icy part of you at a time begins to melt. Face, eyes, jaw, head, chin goes down, shoulders drop, fingers soften and droop, hands too, arms float down. You are melting. Let your legs allow you to melt down to the floor. Melt, 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 droop, settle, and rest. Melted. Try to feel at ease here. Soft. Check in on your body. Is any area still frozen? Notice that tightness.
Remember, we
Melt it
double
if you
check
wish.
our arms and our fingers to make sure that they're ready to
Breathe.
hit the switch when it's
Eyes are
time.
open or closed.
Double check those. Make sure
Next
you're
time you
feeling
feel
nice and
frozen,
melty.
in your mind or in your body, try to melt it away.
Good job, buddy. Excellent. Alrighty, moving right along. We're gonna do our numbers and our letters. We're gonna jump right into those, buddy. So I hope that you're working on those when you work on your iPad with the STARS apps and using your finger to draw a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and then spelling your name R-O-B. That's a fun one. E's all the straight lines. Another R, and then the nice straight lines for a T. So I hope you're practicing those, buddy. Let's jump in again. Get started with these. First up, we are going to do Your numbers. The number 1, there is 1. Robert Bursey, you have 1 nose, 1 mouth, and 1 big heart. The number 1. Number 2, Robert, you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 lungs that help you breathe. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2. My new favorite slide, the alien slide. Number 3, you don't have 3 of anything on your body because you are not an alien. 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3. And you can see some of these aliens have 1 eye or 6 eyes or 3 eyes or 6 hands. Really silly. Next up, the number 4. If we take our 2 hands and our 2 feet, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And the last one, my favorite one to give a high five, is the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. High five. Drag them over. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The number 5. Perfect. Next up, we're going to do your alphabet, your name. Looks like you were practicing before. We know we have the R sound for Robert. Robert. Then we have the that O sound for Robert. Next up, the B, Bert, Robert. Next up is the E, but we know the E and the R have to go together to make the sound in Robert, the T sound at the end to finish it up. Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, R-O-B-E-R-T. That is your name, sir, Robert. Excellent job. Let's jump in again, buddy, and we're just gonna go right into when the band comes marching in. Here we go.
Oh, when the drum comes marching in. Oh, when the drum comes marching in. It goes. When the drum comes marching in. Oh, when the tuba comes marching in. Oh, when the tuba comes marching in. It goes. When the tuba comes marching in. Oh, when the trumpet comes marching in. Oh, when the trumpet comes marching in. It goes. When the trumpet comes marching in. Oh, when the trombone comes marching in. Oh, when the trombone comes marching in. It goes. When the trombone comes marching in. Oh, when the clarinet comes marching in. Oh, when the clarinet comes marching in. It goes. When the clarinet comes marching in. Oh, when the flute comes marching in. Oh, when the flute comes marching in. It goes. When the flute comes marching in. Oh, when the cymbal comes marching in. Oh, when the cymbal comes marching in. It goes. When the cymbal comes marching in. when the band comes marching in. Oh, when the band comes marching in, it goes. When the band comes marching in, when the band comes marching in.
Alrighty, and another awesome song. I love listening to that one. And then last up, buddy, we have our story for the day. And the instrument today are bagpipes. So the story that you're going to listen to, hold on, let me turn this off. The story that you're going to listen to today is called The Pied Piper of Hamelin. And it's a little bit about pipes. So I'm going to share the screen and we're going to get started, buddy. Here we go.
Hi guys, today we will be reading The Pied Piper of Hamelin, featured in the Ladybird book of favourite stories with 8 classic stories. The Pied Piper of Hamelin. A long time ago, there was a beautiful little town called Hamelin. The people of the town lived in peace and harmony for many years. Harvests were good and the citizens prospered. There was music and dancing from dawn to dusk. But one day, everything in Hamelin changed. Thousands and thousands of rats suddenly ran into the town. There were big rats and little rats, thin rats and fat rats. The plague of beasts scratched their way into houses and swarmed through the streets. By nightfall, not a single corner in Hamelin was untouched by the rats. The plague of rats drove the townspeople wild. "There are rats on my table!" cried one man. "There are rats in my books!" shouted another. Women ran from their kitchens in terror. Great black rats scurried into their store cupboards and swarmed over their food. Children cried and held each other. All the while, rats nibbled their playthings and tugged at their clothes. Night times were even worse. Bands of rats darted across bedclothes and scratched on the floorboards all over town. "There are rats in my bed," sobbed one little girl. "There are rats on the roof," shrieked her brother. Hamelin is filled with the sound of gnawing and thousands of scuttling feet. People put out traps and prayed for the rats to go away, but nothing worked. The citizens of Hamelin rushed out to find the mayor. "Get rid of these rats!" shouted the crowd. The mayor held out his hand in despair. "What can I do?" he asked. "There are rats in my house too." A few days later, a stranger asked to see the mayor. The curious fellow was dressed from head to foot in red and yellow. He was carrying a fluted pipe. "I am the Pied Piper," he smiled. "I can make the rats go away if you pay me 1,000 silver coins." Even though he knew this was a small fortune, the mayor agreed. He would do anything to rid the town of this terrible plague of rats. "Don't forget your promise," warned the Pied Piper, sweeping out of the door. The mayor watched from his window as the stranger walked across the main square. Then the Pied Piper began to play a curious tune. Rats streamed out of the holes and shops, enchanted by the melody. The Pied Piper walked towards the river, still playing the strange tune on his pipe. The streets of Hamelin turned black with a torrent of deserting rats. The plague swept its way to the riverbank. Rat after rat tumbled into the waters, never to be seen again. When every rat had perished, the Pied Piper returned for his payment. "I've nothing for you," declared the mayor. The foolish man sent the Pied Piper away without paying him a single penny. "Now I will play another tune," vowed the stranger, "and you will not be so happy with the result." Pied Piper walked out onto the streets, began to play a new refrain on his pipe. This melody was even more haunting than the last. In all the houses and in all the streets of Hamelin, the children stopped playing. One by one, they ran after the Pied Piper. The people called to their children to stop, but they didn't seem to hear. The children followed the Pied Piper through the town and over the river. Pied Piper led the enchanted children towards a great mountain. Suddenly, an entrance appeared in the rock. All the children of Hamelin skipped inside. The Pied Piper danced on, leading the children to a beautiful land blooming with trees and flowers. Only one little boy didn't disappear into the mountainside. The child had hurt his leg and could only hobble on crutches. He saw his friends go into the mountain, but he was too slow to follow them. The little boy made his way back to the town. The mayor ran up to him, his face filled with panic. "My friends are inside a mountain with the Pied Piper," cried the boy. "They will never come back." The townspeople stormed into the market square. Furious mothers and fathers pointed their fingers and shook their fists at the mayor. "Where are our children?" they demanded. The mayor hung his head in shame. "You must find them," shouted the villagers. "Bring our little ones back to us." The mayor fled the town at once, ashamed by his greed. He spent years and years wandering the mountain trails, searching for the lost children of Hamelin. Even when he grew old and his clothes turned to rags, he never gave up on his quest. Some say that he is still out there searching today. That was Pied Piper from the Ladybird Book of Favorite Stories. Bye.
I liked that one. Well, buddy, I hope you have a really good rest of your Wednesday. Make sure you click the link below to listen to some awesome music. I'll see you tomorrow, Robert. I miss you so much. Bye, bud. Want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
Bye.